The single one? Just the one.
A single case. Just one person was granted legal euthanasia.
I love that this is what we're bringing into our new year.
Dude,
you brought this into the new year.
This is the end. No, this is the end of this year's life.
It sucks when they're not around anymore. Not
That's
that
how I'm gonna feel about Nicolas Cage.
Exactly. It's how I'm gonna feel about Will Smith. It's how I'm gonna feel about Mark Wahlberg. It's how I'm gonna feel about The Rock. Imagine.
I don't know if I'll deal with
I'm a little sad that I didn't make the list, but okay.
You're personal. You're different.
I have to laugh because you're being so absurd.
First of all, Deion literally couldn't be forced to do anything in his life.
Here's the thing, Nick. Neither could you because you.
I was. Shut up, Deion.
I'm not gonna say anything about our upload schedule lately. I'm just gonna remind you that it is dependent on all of us working together consistently.
Welcome to All Topics No Pizza. We start with a single idea until we keep going and then we have amnesia and forget everything that we ever did. I am Matt, also known as Rhuminus.
I'm just Deion.
And I'm Gypsy Beppo. And today, we're mourning the loss of a great individual.
She was okay.
I'm talking about Commodus. What are you talking about? Commodus was great. Roman general?
No. Well, technically, I guess if you want to count Commander-in-Chief, I would guess.
Born Monday, August 31st, 161. Died Monday, December 31st, 192. They were extremely important, I'm sure, in some way.
I like that you did not clear any of this with the person who studied Latin.
That was the bit, Matt!
You just kind of winging it.
I was like, who died today that was famous? And I was like, all right, so we got, let's see. We got Marshall McLuhan. Apparently he was a Canadian philosopher about media. We got Gustave Courbet. Don't know jack shit about him.
He's got a cool
Third
name.
person on this list was Commodus. I was like, I know that name. That's who I'm going with.
How do you know that name?
I know that name because I know Matt.
Commodus was the insane emperor who fought in the arena as a gladiator.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't know
the guy in the arena?
Yeah, he fought in the arena as a gladiator. The reason...
and he was assassinated.
Yeah, he was assassinated by his gladiator trainer because what he was doing against the knowledge of his trainer was that he was actually dulling the blades of his opponents. So he was rigging the game so that he would always win.
So in honor of my definitely white heritage leader, because it definitely sounds like something a white dude would do, drinks to you, Commodus.
I mean,
Deion,
how deep do you want this to go? Dulling the blades of your opponent. So initially that was meant literally, but now that it's 2021, we can look back and we can see that people have been doing this, dulling the blades of their opponent, politically, metaphorically, in debate for years and years and years. Do you want to get specific, or do you just want to leave it in the plane of the metaphysical?
That was my whole point. I was like, that's exactly what you do. You make your opponent incapable of fighting you, and then you make it look like you killed him. So, Deion, who are you talking about?
Well, I guess, I mean, I don't know why I care, but it is, it's like, I'm not even sad, but it kind of sucks that we don't get to go into 2022 without Betty, we have to go into 2022 without Betty White, because everyone like pre-assumed that we would have.
Wait, what happened to Betty White?
I'm not doing this with you.
Wait, what?
She got deadsies.
I already knew this, but I'm acting surprised for the bit. Betty White died?
I don't want to do the bit. It's just like, because everyone knows today, by the time anyone hears this, it'll be
I
like...
literally found out Betty White died an hour ago. I don't even want to joke. Like,
guys, you can start over. All right.
I'm taking
everybody
it kind
back
of,
into positions.
I'm only taking it like mildly personally because it's just like everyone assumed that Betty White would like, because Betty White is literally physically older than sliced bread, right? Like that. She's like the meme old person. Like Betty White's older than this thing, and it's just like when you think about how old she is, it's ridiculous. Homegirl lived through what? So she died this year. Was almost 100. So she was born in like what 1921. Is that correct? 1920?
22
Something
probably.
like
Yeah.
1922.
22.
Yeah, 1922. Yeah. What?
So,
Nothing from 1922 should be in our current society. That's
So-
what most of us.
Especially if
So
they're political.
Deion has now advocated for killing all of the old people.
oh man, no, hold on. Side note.
I have to
Goodbye.
take so many things back. Oh,
once
wait.
again,
No,
now we
side
can say
note.
goodbye
I've
to geriatric
advocated-
dollars.
Side note, I've advocated for this for quite a while.
That's not what I'm
Anybody
saying.
above 75 should be,
I think. Okay, I'm gonna say something.
especially if they're political.
I'm gonna do
Nick's
something
retirement
dumb.
plan is now become the
is
guillotine.
to be murdered.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something that I think I'm gonna regret later. But I think I feel about the geriatric population the same way I feel about their driver's license. I feel like once you reach a certain age, you should have to take the license test every 6 months to 1 year, depending on how elderly you are. Because you shouldn't be 100 and driving, right? It's just not reasonable unless you can prove competency at your age. I think the same thing. Quality of life should be a consideration
Right.
now.
Old people
Now-
should be able to prove their competency of existing.
Now,
And if they aren't existing competently,
Then we
Now-
call communists and we decide to put
we're
them in the
not
arena.
we're not doing all this now. No, for
here's something interesting. Sorry, not to cut you off. In 2021, a Peruvian
did.
court allowed euthanasia for a single case.
The single one? Just the one.
A single case,
Just
just one
one.
person was granted legal euthanasia. That's very interesting. Ana Estrada. I want to know her situation now. Why?
yeah, look that up for me.
I feel like
this
if it's a
is-
case of a single one, it's probably a medical condition rather than anything else.
I love that this is what we're bringing into our new year.
Dude,
You brought this
gotta
into the new
think
year.
of- This is the end. No, this is the end of this year's life. 2021 is going into the grave, motherfucker. We are taking it, wrapping our fucking strung out hands around its dumb bitch of a throat, and just crushing it and gently leaning it into its grave as we push it.
Nick?
And welcoming 2021
I
and
think
2022 into the year.
What
I
is-
think Nick
Look,
didn't have-
2021.
You so far advocated for the
2021
death of
sucked.
geriatrics and now the death of 2021 violently and very descriptively. Is everything okay at home? I just need
Hey,
to know.
I think
no.
Nick
What's
did
going on?
not have a good year. I think Nick had a really
Did we
bad
not
year.
talk about that $290 ticket I got the other day?
Did we talk about it on?
We're not talking about it.
Okay.
We're skipping over it.
It sounds-
because
it sounds like you were
2021
talking
is
about it.
going into its grave.
I left and came back. I muted myself on this. I muted myself on Discord, and I didn't. So don't worry. It's just a editing thing. I didn't mute myself on Audacity. Is all. Normally the problem is that I've over muted myself on Audacity, and I've come back and we've been having a conversation with me. in it.
Just don't.
And now-
just don't mute yourself.
And now
Yeah,
you two are
on-
having a conversation with me on record. It's just I'm not in it, but this time I
Yeah,
didn't mute.
don't mute your Audacity when you walk away.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
normally
far,
it
it's
would be-
far
it would-
easier for me to deal with it, me cutting out the content, because I can see, like, the waveforms, I can see it has, like, little spikes from background
Yes,
noise.
I know it's easy to mute those things. I get that. But I just would rather be like, oh, look at all these straight, nice lines Deion made for me. There, he's not talking erroneously or making background noise erroneously.
Yeah, that's not what Matt's saying. Matt's saying, "Damn it, Deion, why did you lose 2 minutes of recording? Because you tried to fucking mute yourself."
So is the missing audio worse or is the unnecessary
No,
audio
the
worse?
missing audio is worse.
Dude,
That's
Okay.
what he just said.
yes,
So
it's
I
so, because it's impossible, because the problem is sometimes you pause it, you've done that like 3 or 4 times, instead of muting yourself, you've
muting?
paused it, which means I have to then line up
Re-edit
your
my 2
responses.
segments. All right,
It's not 2 or 3 seconds. There was a time where it was like 2 minutes, and I'm like, dude, oh my god, this is impossible to line up, because Nick and I were talking, and then you just
Yeah,
kind
you
of.
think I'm the reason we have an hour and 30-minute limit?
Yes.
No!
Vehemently, yes.
It is editing your garbage.
No, it's not, because I'm not the one who goes on at length about every single thing he's ever thought of. Admittedly, I am that person, but you are more than... You've had to have been muted and still included. Like, I talk a lot, but you've had to have been literally censored off of our channel as a result of you talking. I think it's probably a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah, it's probably
that may be some tyrannical part on me, but
might be all three columns. Might be Matt over controlling, Nick over sharing, and Deion over correcting.
I think once we switch to a system where we're all sort of semi-editing or doing things together, because right now, definitely the brunt of the work is on Matt, unfortunately, but here we are.
Yes, the brunch of the work.
Eventually, when we're all a little bit better at doing more things, maybe we can continue to have an increasingly longer size if that's what we want. But for now, I think it's a fair limit.
Yeah, you know, till we're at like 2029, this an hour and a half. It's not bad.
I used to think of times like that where it's like 9 or 10 plus years out as like impossible goals, and I'm just like, no more. I realized,
oh no, I was just implying that you and I wouldn't learn how to actually help until 2029.
No.
I'm well aware.
What I meant was that like
I keep hearing the grand plans of, oh, I'm gonna do the spider maps, I'm gonna do this and this. Bitches, see is to believe, motherfuckers. When I see it, I'll believe it.
It's like I was saying before I was really interrupted. Once we have committed ourselves
mute your ass.
You can go ahead. You'll hear me regardless now, won't you? Exactly that.
He can mute you now too.
Yeah,
very true.
Go ahead, be ignorant. See where that gets you. See where that gets you.
There's the call out. There's the call out.
No, but I'm sure that I'm gonna say it this way. I'm sure that eventually Nick and I will be stepping up to the plate. Because over time, we're going to both become more and more committed to this thing. I can't wait till this is like just a habitual process for us where we don't have to be like, you know, I'm going to drag myself to the thing today. It's just what you do, you know? And
if y'all want to quit the podcast, I don't want to force anybody to do a podcast they don't want to do. It's not my thing.
No one's forced to listen.
I'm going to drag myself. I'm not forced to do it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Deion literally couldn't be forced to do anything in his life.
Except for the League of Legends video that I had to hear about.
Here's the thing, Nick. Neither could you, because you...
I was... Shut up, Deion!
I'm not going to say anything about our upload schedule lately. I'm just going to remind you that it is dependent on all of us working together consistently.
I need to make as much money. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, bruh.
Oh, you poor. Oh, shit.
I poor.
Oh, shit.
I mean, he lives in... I'm not sure what you expected. I mean...
Yeah, bleep that too, man.
I was going to say, you got to bleep that, I guess.
I'm absolutely going to bleep that, you fucking morons. Jesus.
I don't know what you do and don't bleep. Also,
I don't know if you noticed, but we don't listen to this
I'm well
afterwards.
I listened to it
fucker
half
said
the
that doc
time.
to me earlier. He's like, hey...
I did.
Hey,
who did?
Can you shut the fuck up?
Did I do that?
That's true.
That was Deion,
might have
yeah.
been me. Oh,
No, that was
you?
Deion. Deion at one point.
Oh,
Deion, fuck
was it when we were looking up our own states? Because did you bleep me saying my state? Because I don't care. I should care. I don't care. I'm pretty sure we were talking about each other's states, and I don't remember doing that maliciously.
No, we were not talking about each other's states. You were saying something like, you moved all the way out there to the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, cutting that out, you piece of shit.
What is that, 4 bleeps?
Okay, the fact that I was right is surprising, because I don't remember where you live. I just say random places I know.
You fucking asked me to fucking move you.
Are we at 4 bleeps or 5 bleeps?
We're at like 20 at this point. I don't even know where the fuck we're at anymore.
That's fair.
People are going to think it's like a rap video on the radio. Just
Someone was saying something. I don't remember shit.
I don't know. Yeah, you knocked whatever was in my head out of my head. Oh, no, yeah. So if you check the last 2 or maybe 3 descriptions of the videos on
Spotify
or of the audios on Spotify, you'll notice that like the descriptions take it just dip, and it's because I haven't had the time to listen to like last 3 episodes at all. It's really annoying because I'm like,
that is annoying because I use those descriptions for our uploads as well.
I know. I'm just like, I don't know what happened in this episode, so
this is why I'm uploading.
Just use the spider map to help you out there.
Oh yeah, because I have time to figure out that shit.
Or maybe you should use one of the many means of instant communication you have with me to say, hey, Matt,
Matt, you already do enough.
I can tell you, I could just basically show you in the spider map and say,
Matt,
this is what's going on. Follow this track.
Minutes,
Hey,
you have
Matt,
25 minutes
Matthew,
of free time.
Matthew, what
25
was-
minutes. How much time do you think I have?
Sir?
You have 5 minutes of free
Rhuminus.
time.
There we go.
My dude. What? Tell me now, without opening anything on your computer. I can't stop you, but you could. What was the gist of our 7th episode?
No, actually, don't let him do this. He does know.
All right, 7th episode.
Don't look at the title. Don't look at the
Just let
title.
me stretch my fingers over to Spotify.
I'm looking it
No.
up because I don't know.
No,
but
I'm legitimately trying to remember offhand. 7th episode. I think 7th Nick was not there for. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Was that the one everyone named differently?
That, you piece of shit, you keep bringing it up in my life.
That's another bleep.
I am checking our what are they called? The stats on our Patreon page. Goodbye
Yeah.
UK Dollars is our best episode. Now,
Well,
at this point
what
in
was
time, understand that means
Goodbye
4
UK Dollars,
versus, at this point in time, understand that means 4 versus 1 view. But that's 4 times as many people listen to that for some reason, and I don't know what it is. Personally, straight up, I've never listened, and that includes the uncut version. Either that episode was the funniest thing we've ever done, somehow.
It was pretty funny.
Or
What was that, episode 11?
we have
Yeah, Matt,
outreach.
didn't we
It's
just
episode 11.
Oh my
establish
god,
you
I'm
don't
good.
know?
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I was just laughing how great I am. What was it?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Both of you are getting censored. This whole thing's just gonna be flutes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I censored the flute.
Yeah, it's fucking hysterical.
Probably half a dozen things that Nick does that we could just make a full-time podcast on.
You know what? Maybe that should be the movie podcast. Is Nick recaps a movie poorly and drunkenly?
Not
I would love
drunkenly,
that.
because you're pretty incomprehensible as it is.
He's not wrong. The amount of times that you're like, hey, Matt, why did you just like suddenly cut from what's weird? It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, no, that's not a cut. You literally did that. I don't think you understand. I can show you the audio file. You literally just changed direction. You went backwards on the highway. I don't know what happened.
Is that a conversation that the both of you have had?
Yes.
At one point, yeah. Because he was doing
like,
the
"This is a
description
weird
for one
cut."
episode. He's like, dude, there's a weird cut. Like, I just don't understand. I'm like, that's not a cut.
You just change directions entirely.
Please tell me it's not true.
Hey man, you know what they tell you? Live in the moment. I am in the fucking moment.
I feel like that's...
Don't clip that. Bleep that. All of that I just said.
That is also going forever, and that's gonna
bleep his request to bleep that, but don't bleep what he requested.
No, you know what? Bleep every other word. Bleep every time we say bleep. You know the worst part about New Year's Eve?
What's that?
Or I'm sorry, New Year Eve. Nobody's talking about shit other than New Year Eve.
Why
Okay.
are you uncorrecting yourself from New Year's to New Year Eve?
Because New Year is the proper.
So what? So you... I don't
It's
understand.
the eve of the New Year's.
New
Right,
Year's.
it's New Year's
It's
Eve.
the eve of the new year.
Of the new
Yeah, I
year.
understand.
And you're saying New Year Eve.
Yep.
As if it's possessive, Nick.
Yep.
It requires the apostrophe.
I 100%. I have not at all said you are wrong. You are
You're
100% correct.
you're-
I am choosing to say New Year's Eve.
for
Hey, Nick, can you say New
fun?
Year's Eve just once for me?
New Year's Eve.
He's
Fantastic.
gonna now
I'm just gonna
replace-
splice that in there.
I saw that coming so far.
Matt's like, I want all this. I proved it. I proved he does nothing. I proved it. Every time I say New Year's Eve, if it's cut to New Year's Eve, it's proved that he's done nothing. He has the time. He just doesn't want to spend the time.
Oh, I'm absolutely not doing that. I'm just gonna do that like once. I'm gonna do it at the time where it's most obvious that I cut that in. That's the time I'm gonna do it, where like it does not flow, like your
Matthew.
volume's way too high, your pitch or something.
No, you're gonna go through previous episodes
Bro.
and find me points of me saying new and years, and you're just gonna cut them together.
Yeah,
Matt,
what's up?
If you show, I know this is not your job. If you show me how to do that, where I can splice part of his audio to other parts of his audio, I'll do it for you in my free time. Because
You know what?
I have a lot of, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have a lot of time at work recently. So
That sounds wonderful, man.
Yeah,
Deion.
if you show me how to do that, I would literally do that.
We
Literally,
could make that a Patreon tier.
What is the tier called?
So we have the standard, which is you hear the edited. We have the unedited as like the low tier, and then you have Deion's special edit, as a higher tier audio option, and it's you just fucking with exclusively me.
That's really good.
It's the same episodes, you've just cut them down even further, and it's just using my own audio to fuck with me.
That's really good. That's not even bad. That's really good. That's really good, actually.
It's just like, Nick, did you see any movie? Kill the Jews. It's like, damn it, Deion, stop making me say anti-Semitic shit.
That's
This is
getting
the
removed.
problem with any... What?
I'm not doing product
illegal.
placement without them paying us, dude.
Oh yeah, he's gonna flute that. He's gonna flute that for sure.
Don't. Because then you're going to set a precedent and you have to flute every time we say... Every time we say... Every time we say the title of a car we drive.
Hey,
You're setting a precedent for yourself you shouldn't fall into.
Man, if you teach
And
me how to-
again, creating more work where it's not
but
necessary.
guess what? It continues to be funny.
Okay, so there's a difference between doing less work and quality and making sure that we get paid for doing product placements. And that
It's not a product placement.
It could be.
No, it couldn't.
We could
That's
be
what I'm
sponsored
saying,
by
Matt.
Flute one day. I'm just saying.
No, we...
If you don't censor that later, I'm gonna be fucking mad. Okay. Hey, Nick. Okay, so since you're arguing it from a business stance, here's the thing. For the past, I can actually check. I believe it's 6 months. We haven't been paid to do any of this shit. For the past 1 month, we've been paid approximately less than $3 after cut to do 1 month of this shit. So if he decides to take his time to edit something out, it's still just for the fun of it, which was what it was always about, because we were never paid for any of this shit.
And let's keep in mind, business-wise, we just got paid for the consistency of me cutting it out. So,
Technically.
you got paid because of pity.
I don't know. Actually, I disagree. I know what you're saying.
I don't.
I actually understand what you're saying, and I want to say I fully disagree.
knowing our subscriber, I don't think it was pity. I think
I
it was,
really don't. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It was out of friendship and love and a wish to see this go further.
It was pure
a lot of
love.
anime
Less of
bullshit.
that.
Yes.
I think it was a lot of anime bullshit, and then a little bit of love, because I think because of their
Yes.
inability to.
He wants us to believe in the him that believes in us.
Okay.
And that's the
But
thing
the
you
thing
can
is-
cut, Matt.
you can
that's the thing you can
You can
cut.
cut the shit out of
No,
that,
that's
because that's
staying in.
literally his favorite anime. You can cut the shit out of that. Like, fucking. No, I want him to only be able to access that on the Patreon, where it's exclusive.
Yeah, that's exclusively for him.
Actually,
He has to pay 2 tiers higher just to hear me say that.
you
Now
know
you're
what?
taking advantage of his friendship.
No. You know what? Because he's our only Patreon, he should get that exclusively for him. We should save it for him.
Yeah, you know what? We should send it to him. This is what you get, actually, if you subscribe to us on Patreon. We realize how useful you are, and one of us will take it upon us ourselves to love you and
I
show you.
love the idea
By
of
one
every
of us,
time
Matt.
you do a full. I love the idea that every time you do a full tier, like a max tier subscription, we change the way that we edit for your taste, because it's worth the money, and then
I
eventually.
just figured I'd show up at your house with a boombox playing that MP3 of
No,
just
no,
your
no.
favorite media reference.
Buddy, I have other things to
Eventually,
do.
No,
eventually,
it would be me. I would be the one that would be
no.
forced to do it.
Eventually, it's just us cutting out everything that someone doesn't want to hear, and it's just like an hour and a half of mostly silence with us saying buzzwords every 1 to 5 minutes, because everyone like I don't want to hear that. I want to hear this. I want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear this.
I hate to tell you, you just created our new performance. That's going to be our live show.
Is that our what do they call
That's
it?
our live show. You, me, and Matt will sit in a soundproof room, and every time we say a buzzword, it will be broadcast out of the room to the audience.
Yeah, I don't think you understand how hard that would be to program.
I'm all about hard. Keep that in, Matt. I really want to one of these days just commit to a bit from start to finish on one of these episodes.
It's not
Just be a
possible.
character.
It's not. We're just unhinged.
Nick, your characters sometimes take weird turns that I don't like.
Yeah.
No, that's part of the problem. Is I got to really sink into the character. I got to develop it beforehand. I got to know who the character I'm going to become is, and then come in. Because I can't say really fucked up shit as the character. Because, as you said, Matt, my characters can get away from me sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they do their own thing, and
Yeah, man.
it's
Hey,
not
man,
always
it's
appropriate.
when you're in the moment.
And Nick-
Shit just sometimes
Hey.
flies out.
Real talk, my friend. If you ever introduce a fully racist character to me, we're
no,
not
no, no,
friends
no, no, no,
anymore.
no, no,
We're
no.
not friends anymore. Straight up.
No.
Like-
I would not have N-word slinging Jim. Just
Oh, bro, why are you mad at me? It was a character. I wasn't even
No, yeah,
me.
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
feel
no,
like that. I would never say that. It was a character. Nick, I
here's the
will
thing,
never
you did
talk
say
to you
that.
again.
no, that's fair. That's 100%. That's that thing where it's like I totally get that there are human beings who like
Did you say N-word slinging Jim?
yeah, which is the reference to the Family Guy bit about
Joe.
Tom Sawyer, N-word Jim. I'm sorry, N-word Jim. That's better. Which is itself a fucked up.
It's a bad.
Joke.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's even worse because in the book it's Injun, meaning Indian.
It's so weird.
Oh god, this is such a bad.
This is the
I'm fine.
best
I'm fine.
episode. This is a dumpster fire episode.
Yes, I love these episodes though because they are exactly what I want. I want
just-
this
I
absolute
just
chaotic
need to,
energy.
I
But
need to change
I just
the
wish
image of
that they
all
weren't
topics no
so
pizza
ma-
to a flaming pizza in a dumpster.
In a dumpster. I was. It's already a
And it
flaming pizza.
don't-
We need a ruined pizza.
just
Just-
toppings
it's-
on a pizza board in a fire.
It is.
Because
It
it is already technically a flaming pizza. Because this is what it is, at least on Patreon.
I need to talk to another person that might become a subscriber in the future if I can convince them.
Is it our?
With big poofy curly hair. Bleep that.
Yeah, super bleep all of those things. I don't need. To
I
dox
think this whole
anybody.
episode is just gonna be me.
That's
making
what
a
I was
song.
saying. I was like, I need you to just like be very liberal, like be hyper liberal with the bleeps. Today.
No. This episode is just gonna be called Bleep That.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll write that down. Yeah.
Bleep That.
Bleep that.
Once Deion gets back, because I swear to God, if you muted Audacity, I'm gonna beat his ass.
We can do Spider-Man afterwards. Anybody who wants to know more about Spider-Man, tune into
Join the
Nick's
Discord.
Spider-Man Spirecast.
Join the Discord.
Coming to gas stations in a back alley near you.
All right.
Anyway,
Yeah, no
the question is, what currently non-media or non-film property would you have turned into a film?
Oh, easy. Sabriel. My favorite
Alright,
book series of all time.
Just coming out swinging for the fences.
Yeah. So my favorite author and book series of all time since I was a child is a book by Garth Nix named The Abhorsen series. The books are Sabriel, Litteriel, and Abhorsen. And there are additional books. One is just is it the Wall? Basically, Garth Nix is an amazing fantasy author. Everyone should like him and look him up. Not everyone should like him, but you should give him a chance if you like fantasy. And they deserve movies. They should deserve movies. They're very sort of I don't know how you'd even develop them into movies, but there's tons of just subtle imagery that you could employ that could convey messages. Like a lot of the book series were just describing images, and movies love to cut out content just for the sake of showing things. And Garth Nix shows things in words just so often and so well. I think that his books would easily be adapted into films, and you wouldn't risk losing much. Hopefully they go the route of the Lord of the Rings new movies, or rather the Hobbit movies, where you get 3 movies for every 300 pages of text that you have.
And an entire movie made out of nonsense that nobody asked for.
and not an entire movie
Didn't
made out
even
of
show up in the book.
10 pages out of a 1,500 that you have in the Lord of the Rings. I hope they go the Hobbit way, not the Lord of the Rings way. That's my
What are
answer.
you talking about?
I'm not a movie director. I could be. I could try it. And we don't know how it would go. But here's the thing. Here's what I would do now with what I know now, right? Every movie director that wants to take a book and adapt it into a movie instead of writing their own fucking script and adapting that into a movie,
They
you're
still write their own
taking-
script.
that's fucking fair, Matthew. Every adaptation of a book, you have to invite one and only one, because we know 2 would be too many. One somehow measured and identified diehard fucking fan. The director and the diehard fan have to agree on the scene before it's added.
I hate to tell you, Peter Jackson was the diehard fan.
Was he the director?
Yeah.
Then it doesn't count. You need one more. One person's
did.
vision is dog shit.
Hey, Deion.
He also had someone who was specifically on set to write the script and also
I also hate
read
to
the
tell you,
books.
Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman and Ian McKellen.
Oh, Ian McKellen.
Oh, huge Tolkien nerds.
Ian McKellen literally met J.R.R. Tolkien and read the books like every year.
Guess what? I'm talking about They weren't in Lord of the Rings.
Yes, they were.
What? Benedict Cumberbatch was in what Lord of the Rings book or movie?
Ian McKellen is Gandalf.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Ian McKellen. So you said Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
And guess what? He wasn't in Lord of the Rings. He was in The Hobbit.
Okay, but my point is, they were all.
What is Bilbo have?
And guess what I said? I didn't say you should make Die Hard fans actors. I said you should make Die Hard fans as like literal, like you get to sit next to the director and you have to make him agree with you, or he has to make him agree. You're just saying a different thing.
My point is, you had 4 of those people in the cast.
As actors. That they guess what? They don't get any director will say so. They do, but
Yes,
that's not
they do.
They do, but that's not what I'm talking about. They do, but that's not what I'm talking about. I want a Nick level fucking fan. I want Nick to sit next to some of these. Nick, how much would a movie be different that you loved if you had to sit next to the director and be like,
I don't think you understand. A movie would be canceled.
I think a movie should be canceled if you can't adapt it properly.
If I had my way, the Borderlands movie that is coming out would be canceled.
I think that's better.
And I would make every single actor and director give their money to the crew that wasted their time on making that film.
I would. Guess what? I think that's better. I think
because it's a tragedy waiting to happen, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it for what garbage it is.
At least the Mario movie will help it.
Here's the thing. Tell me that there is a single fan of a book franchise that got made into a movie franchise. I'm talking about Harry Potter. I'm talking about the Immortal Instruments. I'm talking about Dune that's not even out yet. I'm talking about every single book fan.
Talking about Hunger Games.
Yeah, that got a book made into it. Tell me that they didn't have a single gripe with that book. And tell me they didn't have, no, take that back. Tell me they didn't have mostly gripes with that movie.
They always will.
No, yeah.
Most books. Here's the thing.
What are you talking about?
Most
Super
books
Mario
shouldn't
Bros.
be
is
movies.
a flawless movie.
Most books shouldn't be movies. Is my point.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first movie, flawless.
Flawless. I didn't see it. Flawless.
Tank Girl, flawless. That's a deep cut for you movie nerds out there. And you comic book nerds.
I am severely
aren't
lost.
listening.
I am in a sea.
Matt, answer the question.
Well, because the problem is Deion not only took my joke, but also took my stance of I don't know what to say because like any video game, because I'm more video game oriented, wouldn't do well as a movie. So I don't know what to do there.
But this is also, like a genie wish, like perfect execution.
Perfect execution.
I'm giving you that because Deion gets his perfect execution.
Perfect execution. Sabriel, Lyriel, Aporson, called the Aporson series by Garth Nix.
Yeah, you can have 3 movies.
No, because it's called the Aporson series. It's a trio of books.
It's a media property.
Yeah, that's my pick. Matt, what's yours?
There's a little book series known as Harry Potter that I was, and you ruined my fucking joke, piece of shit. That was the problem. Is you kept going on, you ruined the goddamn joke for me.
You would want to remake the Harry Potter series.
Yeah, that was my joke. Obviously, I'm gonna say my books because I want to make some money, and also I'm very important. Fuck all of you.
Well,
but
I've never read your book, and I don't intend to start. Yeah, I don't intend to start. I sound like a bad friend. I just know my limits.
You know,
doesn't mean you're not a bad friend too.
I haven't thought about it.
They're not mutually exclusive.
I actually would read that book. I haven't read it. I give every book a chance. If I can't finish it, I can't finish it. But I just realized
I give no books a chance.
I never gave it a chance, and I just didn't think about it. I should do it.
If a book walked up to me in the street asking for money, I'd punch it in the gut and run away.
If a book asked me for money, I would probably try to pinch myself because I'm most likely dreaming.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You've never seen Page Master? What's wrong with you?
No.
Sentient books are a real thing.
Friends, we're good?
No, I gotta answer the question. What's wrong with you?
Well, then hurry up and answer the question.
I'm was hoping.
So hold on, Dan. You took 7 minutes, and goddamn, I get 2 minutes.
Yes.
And you know what? Everybody's a flute. Everybody's got their flute now. I'm a flute. We're all fucked up.
The question's a flute. The show's a flute. This is the Flute Podcast. Welcome to Flute. I was hoping I could stall long enough to figure out what I wanted to say. There are a couple that I would that I'm like tentative on. The big one is Beautiful Joe, because while it did have a TV show, the TV show was short-lived and atrocious.
No, we also be good as a movies. Some goosebumps.
Goosebumps was.
I think Goosebumps would make great books. No,
What?
I think
Why?
Goosebumps
was a movie twice.
No, was it? Do it again.
I think Goosebumps would make a great movie series. Not like MCU level,
yeah,
but
I said like series. It would be. Yeah.
It also was a TV series.
It was a TV series. It was not a good TV series. That was the
probably
90s.
It was a Canadian TV series.
That was the 90s / early 2000s.
It was also a Canadian TV
It
series.
did not
Every
count.
kid said a boot. Every kid said a boot, so I didn't enjoy it.
You know what I enjoy?
I think
wish
Nick
I
is
could
just
remember.
racist.
I wish I could remember what it was called. There was a series. We got like BBC for a while. There was like a kids show that was about like, oh jeez, I hate when you can't remember a show and you.
Yeah, man.
I would commiserate with you,
so-
but I can't remember the show I'm thinking of.
So this is not related, but it was around the same time period. Dot Hack was the era that I'm thinking of. There was a live action show that wasn't the same as Dot Hack, and it's not even related, but it was that same era. And it was just a show about people that could go into a virtual reality, but they weren't stuck in it. It wasn't Sword Art Online. It was like just some live action.
Oh, The Matrix.
Okay. All right, we're done.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, please tune in every week at www.thisisafakewebAddress.fuckyou. Please enjoy your new year. We don't know when we'll be back. We don't know if we'll be back. It's very likely that one of us, most likely Matt, will be shot after they walk outside their house. Please join the
Are you
Patreon.
finally gonna kill me? Holy shit, thank God. Thanks everybody for listening. We started with celebrity deaths, and we ended up with us becoming a pan food podcast, and we, just like you guys, have no idea we got there either. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next Thursday. If you want to support us, we have a Patreon page. Rhuminus, will upload to YouTube, and I've also published 2 books. You can support us that way as well, if you'd like.
I don't think there's enough alcohol for me to even count as buzzed.
Well,
Take your breathalyzer.
yeah. Take your at-home breathalyzer.
This is getting cut out.
This is the intro.
Oh no. Well, just don't mention the. That was me attempting to do the bleep for myself.